Hey guys, it's Will from the Back 40, and I'm in the belly of the beast, Washington, D.C. today. And when I tell you that our politicians are disconnected from rural America, you need look no further than Eric Burlison. Eric is the congressperson from the 7th District in my home state of Missouri. And let me show you what he posted today. It looks like Eric has been cosplaying again, visiting farms around the 7th District in the state of Missouri, pretending to be an advocate for farmers. But let me tell you the truth about what Eric's been doing lately. You got it. Eric voted for the big, beautiful bill. And this is Eric on St. Louis Public Radio bragging about the fact that he not only voted to cut Medicaid, but he encouraged his colleagues around the House of Representatives to do the same thing, saying we shouldn't cower from paring back Medicaid. Now remember, these Medicaid cuts cut $137 billion from rural health care. And what did they do? They gave us a bribe. They said, here's $50 billion that all of the states across the country can compete for, like the Hunger Games, to fund rural hospitals in this country. Well, Eric, that dog won't hunt, and we know it. This is going to lead to over 1,000 hospital and clinic closures across the United States. And you can't claim you advocate for American farmers and ranchers in rural America when you're taking away the hospitals and clinics that service them in their time of need. But my friends, Eric wasn't done there. He went on my alma mater's public radio station at KSMU at Missouri State University to make the case that Trump's tariffs were good for American agriculture. You see the headline here. And we know that to be all but true. These tariffs have had a devastating effect on rural America. First off, they haven't brought back manufacturing jobs. All the reports since the president was elected and put in office have shown that manufacturing jobs have actually dropped in the United States of America since these tariffs were put in place. And don't even get me started on the impacts on agriculture. We've lost 33% of our foreign markets for agricultural goods in this country since these tariffs were imposed, not only during the first Trump term, but in the second Trump term as well. China's gone from purchasing just 13% of their row crops from Brazil and South America to over 39%. And those are markets that are never going to come back again. And instead of investing in the United States, what have they done? They've gone down to Brazil and pumped billions of dollars into burning down the rainforest, building new railroad systems, and building new harbor systems to get all those delicious Brazilian row crops back to China, instead of buying American agricultural products. And even though the American beef industry is walking in high cotton right now, these tariffs haven't been any better for American beef. We've seen over $2 billion in foreign purchases disappear because of the Trump tariffs. And what's going to happen when our herd sizes here in the United States get back to normal? Well, we're going to be selling in a marketplace minus that $2 billion in purchases. And that's not going to be good for the American beef and cattle raiser. And let's not forget that our friend Eric Burlison also agreed to cut $1 billion for schools and food banks to buy fresh food from local farms. That's right, the Farm to Table program that we always talk about here on the Back 40. These were funds that were going directly into the pockets of American farmers and ranchers to supply our schools and our school kids with fresh food made directly and raised directly on the farm. Well, that was just a bridge too far for Eric. We can't have American small farmers and ranchers selling good, high-quality food to our schools to feed the kids that we value so much. That doesn't fall in line with Eric's policy obligations. And last but not least, Eric stood on his soapbox and yelled at the top of his lungs to support the $300 billion in nutrition spending cuts. You know, the $300 billion going to American farmers and ranchers to feed poor children in this country. So Eric, get a life. You don't support American farmers and ranchers any more than the Tooth Fairy supports the toothpaste industry, and we know that. So in closing, Eric, I'm going to tell you what I've told you many times before. From everybody here in rural America, the farmers, the ranchers, the teachers, the service industry workers, all of us, don't piss down our leg and tell us it's raining. Have a great day, everybody.